So in intuitive medicine and intuitive eating, you're guided by what you start to feel like you're in the mood for, right? And then it's important when you do that, if you have problems with sugar addiction, salt addiction, crunchy snack food addiction, sweets addiction, to cake or cookies or candy, to start, how do you start disentangling what your body is telling you need from the addiction? And there's a way you can do it. And surprisingly, when you start to figure out what your body's actually asking for, that maybe is included in the ingredient list of the thing you're craving that might not be a very substantial, good for you kind of food. If you can figure out the individual ingredient that your body's asking for and you give yourself that ingredient, you won't crave the thing that's actually not great for you. So you can get rid of what doesn't serve you and start to dissect out what your body actually needs. One quick example of that is if you crave classic white birthday cake and you just want to eat massive amounts of vanilla icing or vanilla yellow cake, it could be a couple of things in there that your body's actually asking for. It could be some of the nutrients found in a whole wheat, something that's in whole wheat that's not in the stripped down version in the cake, or it could be asking for egg yolk, or it could be asking for egg white for specific reasons, or your body might be actually craving vanilla. So vanilla, you can take in more pure forms of vanilla in ways that aren't harmful and don't give you a bunch of extra junk in your body that your body doesn't really want. Um, Even the sugar, if your body's craving something about cane sugar, there's a way to dissect that out and figure what is it in cane sugar that your body actually wants. And then you can figure out how to give yourself that with less harm. It's just maybe your body associates the cake with some of those ingredients and it knows that you'll eat that, but it's also getting a lot of other stuff it doesn't need. So you can learn how to read your body. So recently, I started after decades of not eating this, decades, I started craving grape nuts. So why? Why did my body want, well, here's the ingredient list. Whole grain wheat, malted barley flour, salt, dried yeast. So those are the actual ingredients listed. But here's also the stuff that I think they pump into it. I think they pump in some extra stuff, unless it's really in these. But here's what they also say is in here. Iron, 90% of what you need in iron per day, 6% of what you need potassium-wise, thiamine, 40%, riboflavin, 6%, niacin, 45%, B6, 80% of what you need in a day, folate, 90%, phosphorus, 20, phosphorus, like magnesium, zinc. So these are a lot of different vitamins and minerals, and there's probably more like in whole wheat and barley, even in yeast, even in salt. There's stuff science hasn't even identified that's in those items. So who knows which of this my body was craving, or maybe it was this specific mixture of vitamins and minerals. My body was like, a very efficient resource that you could grab to get this specific list of items might be this thing you had decades ago that we remember in our memory banks. And so one issue I have with grape nuts is one serving, a half a cup is 200 calories. And then you combine it with, something wet like milk, and then you've got some more calories. It ends up being a lot of your daily intake. That's a pretty significant percentage of what your daily intake would be calorie wise. And so I do, instead of a half a cup, I do a quarter cup. So it pulls it down to 100 calories. And it's not like you have to, I'm not talking about calorie restriction. I'm just talking about how can I bring this into my already kind of well-rounded intake during the day. And if my body's asking for it, how can I trade out some other small thing that's like 100 calories or so and like add this? And so I decided I just have a quarter cup, which is a very small amount. Visually, what do I have on my desk that's close? Okay. A golf ball. I use this with my clients to talk about portion size. So a golf ball is about a quarter cup, roughly. And so I happen to also have these little ramekins, these little French ramekins. I don't have one in here, but that are roughly this size. They're small. So I have my grape nuts in a very tiny ramekin bowl that's a quarter cup, and I eat it with a really tiny spoon. Do I have one in here for? Sometimes I just have them in here because I show clients like what I use. So I eat it with a tiny spoon from a tiny bowl. And then, it's very satisfying. My body really does want whatever's in here, or maybe it's a combination of things. My body somehow remembered in its memory banks, its cellular memory banks, that, oh, when she eats this, this is what the body exchanges. This is what the body gets from that. And it told me to eat grape nuts. Now, do I eat these every day? No, I don't eat them every day. But today, my body was like, you might need some grape nuts. So I did. I had my little teeny tiny size. I didn't think to stop and show you but I'll try to take a picture or show you my ramekins, just so you get the idea. But yeah, your body will tell you what you need. And you can make judgments about how you pull it into your body, like in a smaller size, or maybe you strip down the ingredient list from something so you can pull out the elements to try to see if your body's actually asking for eggs or yeast or whole wheat or vanilla bean. Vanilla bean, we think of, oh, it's just a flavoring, but it's got tons of micro stuff we don't even know about. And there may be something very specific to vanilla bean that your body is like, give me more of that. That's what I need. All right, take care.